As you can see, it's April 21st, 2025. I'm still trying to figure out why this is here. It's like, guys, I thought you were going to be done with this by now. It's like, geez, like you were so close to tearing up the mall, but finishing off taking you forever. It's like, yeah, this construction company, actually, I'm going to say it now, they do suck. They're not that good. Of course, they're ignorant too, but yeah, this company's kind of sucks. Because I'm like, holy crap, talk about milking a job here or taking forever on something. Jeez. It's like, yeah, let's just stretch it out here. And you can tell it's all about money with this company. It's like, I can't believe it's like these is still here and the other part's still there. These two entryways are still left. It's like, what's up with this? You know? And I'm still trying to figure out why they've moved these piles of things around a bunch of times. Because that's all they've done. This pile of metal right here has been moved a bunch of times. You know, it just cracks me up. It's like, why don't you guys just have trucks where you take it out of the way or put it where it's going to go? No. So yeah, so this video I'm going to say something about it because I just, like, you guys, this company sucks. That's what I'm going to say. Horrible company. I was saying that from the get-go, but I wasn't sure, but they've really shown it now. I was like, come on, you guys, what are you doing? This should have been done. You should have this done. This should have been done like a month ago. It should be all finished up and they start already redeveloping it. But, yeah, it's just kind of how it goes, I guess. Companies are horrible. But, yeah, so here's what it is now. Yeah, so I'm using something a little different. The other phones have too many problems with, so now they get some updated devices at some point to record with. Yeah, that's interesting. So that right there was the entry from the mall to the JCPenney. This is interesting though, how there was a mall here at one time. Dillard's right there. Crazy. Yep, so kind of curious how the other parts look now. I can tell this still looks the same. Yep. So one thing I was saying too is to myself is, let's say it's interesting that this is Phoenix, Arizona, but yet this so-called Phoenix company, Valley Metro, doesn't hire a Phoenix company to demo this out or an Arizona company. It's like, why would you have a California company come in and do something in Arizona? Why would you give them the money? Why wouldn't you want to give the people Arizona the money or the people Phoenix the money? So I'm not understanding that. Like, what is your deal? Why would you do that as a company? Why wouldn't you use local companies? There's enough local companies around here to do this kind of work. Nope, let's use a California company that doesn't know what they're doing instead of a Arizona company that pretty much probably know what they're doing. Phoenix company that probably know what they're doing. Versus this California crap. But yeah, still interesting that right over here was the entryway. Was an entryway to a mall. Yep. Yeah, so it looks like it got rid of the one wall over there. Noticed. But yep, almost not recognizable. Okay. Yeah, so I forgot to do a shot from over here. That's interesting that right to the right of that wall there and the left of that building is where the entry was. Sorry for a little bit of shakiness. So. And that's interesting that was a road that went up to the one entry of the mall here. Cruise up here a little bit. Nice day today, so I got the bike on the bike. Sorry about any wind noise or anything like that. That's just really interesting that on that stuff right behind that sidewalk and those stairs over there was the mall. This is interesting that down there, right in that area there was the mall. Now you see the old JCPenney's there, which is the storage now. Well, I think it's just interesting that this road right here, I just think it's interesting that this road right here was the road to a back entry of the mall. Some vehicle's going to come by and get the shot here. But that's like very interesting that was a mall here. So there's still a little section over here they're doing. So I'll see that at some point, because I'll have to get over on the other side. Maybe around the Sears here and all that. That'll be on that back side where the main entrance is. And I think that's a little tiny bit of movie theater or something over there. That little section. Sorry about that up and down stuff, but this phone like zooms a lot closer to the other one did. So yeah, so it's interesting. That's where an entry was. That's where that back entry was at. I don't know why it did all. I don't know what's up with these older devices. They gotta be like really bizarre and weird. Yep, so we'll see what's up on the other side of old Sears there. On next part. Alright, you see that light pole over there is down. You see that? It's interesting how this is the road that went up there. That's that entry up there. The entry right there. Interesting. This is the entry. They just knocked the light pole down right there. How did that get down? Well, let's see what's on the next part over here. It's really interesting. This is an entry to a mall. A little section right there left. This wall here again, and that little section back there. The entryway. The only part that looks like it'll be right there. So right there, it looks like the mall's still there. And over here? No, not anymore. Interesting. Yep, so we'll go down here next. So it's funny, from this point, it kind of looks like the mall's there, but not at the same time. So we got that little section of wall right there, which makes it look like the mall's there. But then you look over here, nah, it's not there anymore. So we're gonna take this cruise over here. That is crazy that that's like all part of Dillard's that's left. Is that one little section of wall right there. That was near their entryway. That little section right there. This is where there's nothing there anymore. Wow, that's just crazy. Let's go to this next part and check this out. Road here and do the drive-by Sears there. Sears, like, oh, there's a car out front this time. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to start doing stuff to this the old Sears here. Sorry about any wind or anything like that, and the audio. So, yeah, let's see what's up. I got light coming in above there. Of course, like I said, it looks like a home thing. So. Cruise here. Let's go up this way. They're over here, of course, and we're doing stuff. Little piles of crap around. Waste of time. Yeah, so it looks like that little part over there is still part of the movie theater deal. Like that, so. I just think it's weird how this is still, they still have these parts up. That's what I think is kind of really weird. Like, this has been going on for, I thought a month ago that a lot of this would have been taken away. Nope, still here. Because why? Because they got all the piles of stuff blocking the way to finish the job. Because they didn't get smart. They got a whole parking area, but they decided, now let's just keep it right near where we're working at. So it'll take us longer to get things done, so we have to move the piles 8, 9, 10 times. Just waste money, waste time, and we can make more money. That's all it's about money. But that's interesting, though, how that's back part of the mall there, second floor. rough there on the bike there. Trying to do this in. There's how that was the mall right there. There's one up here. So, yeah, so it's interesting where this here was at. Right down in there. This is interesting though. And the theater was right there. The walls is left of the movie theater. It's quite interesting how this is still here. But there's this part over here. I go through there, but interesting. I don't want to get in trouble though, so I'd probably get in trouble if I went over there, so I'm not going to do it, unfortunately. Which is interesting. That's the back part. Because right on the other side of this stuff is the Walmart. That's interesting how that was that back lower entrance. Which is weird, it's not gone yet. But see, they have a big pile of stuff here. It's like, why wouldn't you get rid of the big pile of stuff instead of leaving it here? Get it out of the way. It's really weird. So, but yeah, so I forgot to give this a shot here. I'm going to generate the camera on backwards, but that's cool. Let me get out of here. I don't want to get in trouble. Yep, here's the back part of the mall now. That's just crazy though. Interesting. Which is once a mall. You know, I'm gonna cruise back down that spot one more time. Cruise down there one more time, and then I'm out. And then I'll get going. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though that. See right through there. It's interesting how this is the back entry for like the food court and all that stuff. Alright, I don't want to get in trouble now, so I'm going to get up out of here. This is interesting because in this area it still looks like the mall. Taking shaking up to that doorway back there, but I don't want to get in trouble though. It's already pushing as it is, so. That's just interesting. It's interesting how that was a back entry right there. Oh, that was the back entry right here. That was just interesting. Interesting how that was Dillard's over on this side over here. Yeah, so the only thing that's left, it looks like, it would be, and it's interesting, and now you can see the back part of the mall right there. Part that's over by Walmart and all that. That back lower entry there. It's just weird because it doesn't even look like the front of the mall anymore, basically. I mean, you add to that one part right over here, that one section right there, like if I do that, it kind of still looks like it. But that's just interesting how this was, there was a movie theater there and an entry of a mall. I don't know why the phone's doing that focus stuff. Crazy. Yep. Actually, you can't even tell it was the front of a mall. Oh, that's really different now. It's really interesting though, that's like I said, it's just pretty much about gone now. I just can't believe it's taking so long to get it on now. It's really weird. Kind of like really not making sense. But it's kind of interesting though. Like I said, just that little building's left. Like, why is that little building left? It's weird. Just like I noticed all the lighting. Like, that's kind of weird. You wouldn't take all the lighting out there if that could be on? I don't know. Just like the signage here. Yeah. No more. No more Mitchell. Yep. Because this is one of the entries to the mall. That was to the mall. And of course, there's the main entry. Interesting. It's not even recognizable as a mall now. This looks like some weird business plaza. Just redoing their land, that's it. Redoing the plaza. And of course, this part still looks the same. It's interesting, it's right on the other side of that wall right there. I still don't understand why it's not gone, but yeah. So I get a big shot there because that section now is gone. Over there. On next part. Yeah. See it right there. Yeah, so they're coming up on that part right there. So hopefully, maybe, because that wall there is what's left of the movie theater. That wall right there. I think that's what's left of it. I think it's part of the movie theater. Not sure. It could be the back part of the mall behind the movie theater. Well, no, it's the back part of the mall behind the movie theater. Thinking about that now. Yes, I noticed that right there. It's like, I don't know, it looks like an exit sign right there, hanging down. Looks like it was an entry of some sort there. It's interesting though. Yeah, so I think that was the wall where I just was at, the other side. They're part of the video. See some doors right there. That's the Macy's right there. So what I'm doing is I'm going to try to do this focus and walk at the same time on this entryway. So let's get around here. Sorry about the weird. Yeah, I try to do this walk and do this at the same time. So it's gonna get a little weird and shaky because I've got it zoomed in and I'm trying to walk and do this. And if I bring a gimbal, it's just more to carry. So. Interesting. Now coming around to the tree. It's about the tree being in the way there. There's the entryway. There was the main entry right there where the orange part is right there. And then so you can see the lower part right where the food court, that would have been right where the food court stuff was. So it's technically below the food court where they had the ice skating ring and the roller skating ring and all that. So, oops, I lost my, there we go. I lost my thing, I was looking at something else. But that is interesting though, that was what was below the entry and below the food court. So that wall was right below the entry of the mall. You can see the ductwork and all that stuff there. Interesting. Let me get over here a minute. But that was inside of a store right there. And inside the mall right there. The war zone pretty much. So let's do the zoom in and we'll go back across. Sorry for the shakiness. It's interesting. So that wall right there, I was up there. Oops. I was up at that wall right there. I think it was that part right there. That little doorway right there. It's just interesting that was the back wall of the mall. Or where the food court and all that was at. Or where the bathrooms and all that stuff is at. Interesting though. Yep. So this will be next time. Which is interesting because that's Sears right there. This building right here is the Sears. And of course you have that section right there for where the Dillard's is at. Part of that front entryway. That wall for the front entryway right there. Just interesting. Entryway to a mall right there. Main entrance over here, and then the back entry for where Sears and all that was at. It's interesting. So, one more shot, and that's it for today. So, last part of the video here for today. So interesting that that ground right there, so many people walked at, and that was the lower part of Dillard's in the mall. It's interesting. Some little remnants left there. So, and it's like this, minus the construction equipment, it kind of looks like the mall's still there. And I come over here like this, and what's weird is it kind of does, even if I come over like right here, it kind of looks like it, minus the fake wall there, or the wall that's still hanging there. But that's just weird. I can see right through there now. There's Sears right over there. There's the JCPenney, which is the back part of back side of the storage. Yeah, what a shame though. Well, I'm ending the video here. So it's interesting. I still see a little wood slip and a little piece of metal sticking out of the concrete right there. I don't know why they're there. You think they would have got rid of those. But so I'm ending the video here. So have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. And I know there will be a next time because there's still probably a couple. We're going to be a handful of videos after this one. So everybody's having a good day out there, and thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye bye for now.